Welcome back to sunny Cumbria, and I've actually made some progress on that gearbox. What I'll do is I'll insert a clip now with a picture of when we were taking the pinion off. Required a 3/4 inch drive, 900mm long bar, lots of bits of wood and a 5-ton hydraulic jack thing just to steady it all up. The problem wasn't that it was that tight, it was that we couldn't hold the gearbox in place. So once we got it wedged securely using a steel beam in the ceiling and obviously the floor and wedged between the two, I was able to get it undone without too much hassle. So that's meant I've been able to strip the gearbox, and I'll show you that now. Right, so here's our gearbox stripped to all its bare casing. I haven't bothered taking out the linkage in the bottom. I'm not going to really be that fussed. And then in this box here we've got a few of the bits and pieces that we need to keep. And before you ask Paul, when I was taking the main shaft out, yes, the springs and the balls did go everywhere, so I am missing one ball. It went into orbit somewhere in the workshop, so I need to try and find it. So all I'm going to do is clean all this lot up, and with the judicious use of TARDIS and a pressure washer. Yeah, the plan is this afternoon is just to get that all clean and ready for reassemble. I've still got to take out the idler gear bearing, which probably means heating the case, but that's a job for later. Okay then, gearbox cleaning finished for now. I've got all the parts disassembled here, well, a good chunk of them anyway. Obviously there's more disassembling to do, but I needed to get it all clean because it was so thick with oil and crap. And then over there on the trailer is the gearbox casing drying in the sun. So next job will be to continue to dismantle the main shaft and the bits on the main shaft, and just finish giving everything a good clean. As I said, I've got the worst of the oil and accumulation of many years of crap off there, so I can do a bit of reassembling next. And if you want to know how to disassemble a gearbox, then there's a link down below to one of Classic Mini DIY, that's Cole in America, one of his videos where he disassembles the rod change gearbox, and it's what I've used to refresh my memory, because it's probably gone on for 25 years since I last stripped a gearbox. So that's what I used, and I recommend you follow the process that he outlines in there as well. I think there's 3 or 4 videos. I think the first 3 are disassembling, and then it goes on to reassemble it, which is the one I'll be reviewing after. So yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, ta-ra for now. Good morning folks, welcome back to another beautiful sunny Sunday morning just in Cumbria. It's a week on since the previous little bit of clip you've seen, and there's not much happened, but I have had some deliveries. Obviously everything's still locked down with coronavirus, so there's not much work going on for me, because obviously I can't go and work on the cars. So I'm just accumulating parts and doing what I can here. So let's go through the parts I've had delivered. So this is the first one. Let's see how this opens. Probably just rip it up, I think. Alright, this is a delivery from Guessworks, a gearbox company. There's the third motion or main shaft removal tool. I'll show you where that goes in a minute. I've got what's this? This is a lay shaft shim, and I've got a replacement set of the springs and the little balls that go on the ball rings. There's nothing wrong with the ones that I've taken off as far as I could see, but I decided to replace them on the off chance that the springs are a little bit soft on the old ones. Second up, we have this, and this is the radiator. It's a PC radiator, 240mm long. Don't know how tall it is. I haven't got a tape in here. I wonder if I can measure it with that. And it's about 120mm tall, and that is the radiator that I intend to use for the charge cooling system. The plan will be to open up these holes in this end and have these welded on. Possibly I might be able to take this little flange off and just open out the hole, and then that'll sit in it and then it can be welded on. Or even I wonder if I could do it with JB Weld, don't know. And then that'll sit on there like so. That's the plan anyway, but this is just a trial because obviously I don't know if this is going to be big enough, but it is going to fill the space that I've got in front of the car. And it has got options for fitting a couple of fans on it as well, and there's some bits and pieces in the box to help with that. It's also got LED lights on the top of it across here, so I might wire them up so that when the side lights are on the LEDs come on or something daft like that. I've also been working on the gearbox in my little bit of downtime that I've had. What I've done is, so far, you won't be able to see, can you? Possibly. What I did was I refitted the idler, the reverse idler or the reverse gear, whatever you want to call it, in the bottom of there. You can see that, it's just down in there. And I fitted these layer gears, and these are the thrust washers for the layer gears. If you want to know how they all work, then you need to follow Cole's video, which I'll provide a link to down below. Which way around is it? It's that one. Whichever way around it is, but what I found was that the movement on this layer gear here was too much in the gearbox, so what I've done is I've got this shim from Guessworks that goes in at this end down between the thrust washer and the centre web of the gearbox, and that should correct the end float. So that's today's plan at the moment, is to reassemble the layer gear in there, check the end float on the layer gear with that shim in, see if it's in the range I want it to be. And there's not much more I can do on that gearbox at the moment. What I am trying to get sorted is, this is the what they call the third motion shaft, or what most of us just refer to as the main shaft, and the CAD pinion support that I've got that goes in this end of the gearbox, in the speedo end. Which is in this box here. This is the CAD pinion support, and it has a little bush comes with it in there, and the problem is that that bush doesn't fit on the end of there. It's, well, it fits, but it's too easy, it's slack. I mean, I don't know if you can see the movement in that as I'm wobbling it in front of the camera, but yeah, there's a gap in there and it doesn't fit. It needs to be a snug fit onto there, otherwise there's too much play backwards and forwards like that in it. So what I'm going to see about doing is finding somewhere I can send this to, and then get one of these remade at the correct size, and then it'll all just go together in there like so. but obviously inside the gearbox. But there you can see the play there as I wobble it, because it's not tight. And perhaps I'll see about getting the welding done on the alloy catch tank as well, the alloy water reservoir for the charge cooling system. Yeah, so I'm just going to be another day pottering, sort out this layer gear first, and then go from there. Right, so that's the first half of that one done. I got the bulk of it off, so I just need to tidy it up with a fine file or even the flat blade on the angle grinder, and then I'll do the second one and I'll show you the end result when I've got it finished. So that's the first one complete. As you can see, it's quite a sizable hole. What appears is there's some sort of like threaded insert in there, and once you prise it out, the hole's not that far off that sort of size, so that's just going to sit in there like so. So the plan is to fix the welding bung in there, whether it's welded in, TIG welded in, or just held in with araldite or something like that. I'm not entirely sure just as yet, but it'll fit in there quite nice. So I'll just keep going until I've got the second one done as well. Finished with the welding bungs pushed in place, the welding adapters just pushed in the holes, and that's what the pipes are going to look like. It's going to sit in the front of the grill like that, and then in this section here is where your starter motor and stuff would be, and then that's going to go down towards the inner wing and away. So now that that's done for the moment, obviously I need to fix those in there properly, whether I'm going to araldite them or JB weld them, not sure. So that's that. And next thing to work on is the catch tank, or the, well, it's not a catch tank, is it? It's a water reservoir for the cooling system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this pipe here off because it's going to be sealed. I'm going to cut that one off at the top, that one there. And then I'm going to drill 2 holes in the bottom, and the idea is that the bungs or the adapters go in the bottom of there. You can just about see that on the camera. So it'll be sitting in the bottom of there, one on that side and one on that side, and then I'll have to get those TIG welded onto this. So that's next. so that's both holes drilled and enlarged, and the adapter will sit in there and in there, and then that hole will need blanking off along with that one. So now the next job is just to find somebody to do it. I think the bracket at the back, which is this one, I'll just make some standoff pieces with the aluminium that I have left over from weather station installs, or maybe be able to bend that or something to make it fit the angle of the bulkhead as it sits, something like that. So and then it'll just tuck up under the scuttle as far as I can get it out of the way. Okay, I'm going to call that a day at that. So that's the radiator modified, ready for the alloy adapters to be fastened in, either by, like I've said before, Araldite, JB Weld or TIG welding. I probably need to clean off a bit of paint and stuff. That's the reservoir drilled and opened up so the alloy adapters can fasten onto there. I cut off the excess pipes that I don't need. I've got the gearbox shimming, so that's sorted on the layer gear, and then I need to sort out about finding somebody to make me a different bush to go on there to fit the CAD pinion, because I don't think the Guessworks modified main shafts or third motion shaft are going to be available anytime soon because of this coronavirus delays. So what I'll do is I'll just see if I can get a bush made. So that's going to be it for today. As per usual, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual. And the next video will be, I don't know when, it depends when things are happening. What I can get done. Maybe I should look at putting the roller idler bearing retainers, whatever you want to call them, in the gearbox and the flywheel end casing. And then I'm just really waiting on the main shaft before I can build the gearbox back up. Yes, that's it for now, and I'll see you on the next one.